Next slide. So to our NEP, as you know, sir, we have a NEP proposed by the President of 840,987,000 for the National Museum of the Philippines as part of the DepEd budget. The next slide shows you NEP versus the current GA. So it is a decrease of 53%. 2026 NEP versus 2025 GA, and you'll see that's mostly due to the fact that zero capital outlay was proposed versus 750 million capital outlay in this year's GA. Historically, you may remember, sir, that this is what usually happens: minimal to zero capital outlay in our NEP, and then as a result of congressional support, that's where we see augmentations for capital outlay. And this year is no different, sir. We have a wish list for capital outlay that we've submitted to you, sir, and to your counterparts in the House. Next slide. Here are our physical targets for 2026. In a nutshell, we're on track to exceeding or definitely meeting, but also exceeding this year's targets, and we feel next year's targets are also quite doable. Next slide. Okay, so on the issue of financial adequacy, yeah, we want to focus on the fact that we have zero capital outlay. The work of the museum is capital intensive, not only in pursuing our museum development around the country, in the upgrading of existing museums and establishing new ones according to our strategic plan, but there's also the acquisition of equipment and collections and so on and so forth. Next slide. So maybe this is a good point to jump straight to our wish list, sir, because the NEP, unless you'd like me to present the NEP, but I think it's quite easy. But in the interest of the time for wish list, for MOE, the NEP provides for 490.7 million. We're requesting an additional 158 or 159 million for the following reasons. Additional utility expense. We'll be bringing online 2 museums in Baler, Aurora, and in Clark, Pampanga. And we project 61 million to be our additional needs for water and power, for power expenses, and then the same for water, sir. Yeah. Next, additional repair and maintenance for 3 items specifically. Our National Museum in Batanes, which has been kind of battered by by weather events in the last few years and requires comprehensive repair in the amount of estimated to be 27.7 million. Well, something mundane like the repainting of our National Museum of Fine Arts wasn't included in the NEP, but we really are pushing for this because it does need repainting, and we would like the museum to look spick and span for the ASEAN Summit in May next year. And then restoration of various works of art amounting to 20 million. Yeah. Next. Then general services expenses. So these are mostly for institutionalized contracts of service and additional security and janitorial services across various museums. And those are detailed in the supporting documents, sir. Next. Then additional subscription expenses. So this goes to ICT matters. So the following softwares. And next. Now with capital outlay, so we're hoping to go from 0 to as much as 793 million, sir, which is actually on par with what we are implementing in this year's budget. Yeah. Next. And this is the wish list of that, sir. Yeah. And I am ready to go into detail on any of these, but in the interest of time, I am happy to leave it there. So hoping for your continued support, sir, and of the senators, and thank you for your time this afternoon.
Jeremy, I was quite surprised that your budget was there was a big difference between your budget proposal versus what was approved by DBM.
Right. Yeah.
Let me just pull up the, and also compared to the last year's budget. Last year, your total obligations 1.5 billion, and then this year the new appropriated or the approved new appropriations about 811 million.
Yes, sir.
No?
Yeah.
So that's a cut of almost 700 million, more or less. No? And
that can almost all be explained by the granting of no capital outlay. If you look at the PS and MOE, the levels are on trend.
but the reduction from 2025 to the 2026 proposal is due to zero capital outlay,
For the most part, sir.
which
yes.
is quite surprising.
Yeah.
And I'll ask DBM lead. Do we have a representative from DBM? Can you join us? Kasi dito nagkakaroon tayo ng problema if you cut capital outlay, and then the congressmen and senators will amend to
Yes.
include capital outlay, and then we will be blamed for quote-unquote insertions.
Yes, yes.
Diba?
I see. Yeah, I see where you're coming from in
So-
light of what's been happening.
Correct. You're requesting from us additional 700 million for capital outlay,
Yeah.
but DBM did not approve it. So what will happen is Congress will amend/insert, and then we will be blamed that we are inserting items in the budget.
Yeah.
But well, in fact, it was a cut from your previous budget, and also more so, this is part of your wish list.
Yes.
Diba? So that's the consequence of DBM not approving your capital outlay. And may I know from DBM, how come the capital outlay completely zero? It's the first time I've seen a museum with zero capital outlay. Museums are capital intensive. We all know that. You buy artifacts, you maintain the museums. You have to make sure that the museums are always in tip-top conditions. You also buy equipment to maintain those artifacts and art. So it's impossible to have zero capital outlay. But in this case, it's zero. So may I know from DBM bakit zero? Baka kami na naman masisisi pag naglagay kami ng amendments.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon to everyone. Yes, regarding the capital outlay, zero capital outlay for 2026, it is unfortunate that the NMP lacks the 3-year rolling program, the TRIP. Wala po silang TRIP, and therefore po it cannot be implemented po, and it cannot be implementation ready rin po.
What is the TRIP?
The 3-year rolling program po, infrastructure rolling program.
And that's a requirement?
DEP.
That's a requirement from all the agencies to have the TRIP?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And all the agencies have itong 3-year rolling program.
Infrastructure
3-year rolling program meron.
Yes po.
So I think, Jeremy, don't you have that document? I think it's a basic requirement from national government.
Earlier this year, in the preparation of the NEP, I was advised that we need to enroll our proposals in the TRIP moving forward. But before earlier this year, yeah, this hadn't been brought to my attention.
Okay.
But it's something we're doing. Well, we're learning how to do it. But yes, I think Director Vivian, I know what she's talking about, but I'm not sure if it's not in the trip that means it cannot be in the net. But
I think that is a requirement, no? Just to put it in very simple terms, to include capital outlay, you need to produce the trip, and the trip will include all the capital outlays there for the next 3 years. Ganun ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So,
yeah.
you just have to do it.
Yeah. So yes, moving forward, of course, right? We just have to do it if that's what DBM requires. Moving forward, for the next cycle, we'll definitely do that, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
But for this cycle, I think it's already too late to do that. So we will just rely on your recommendations.
Yes.
On what to augment, because definitely, in my view, we need to maintain the upkeep of our museums.
Yes, sir.
We need to expand the offerings of our museums.
Yes.
So, can you explain to us and put on record, without that 700 capital outlay, what will be the consequence if we don't put that 700 million capital outlay?
Okay. Well, there will be no disastrous consequences. The capital outlay we're proposing is basically to continue development projects, both the improvement and construction, improvement of existing facilities and construction of new ones, as well as upgrading of existing exhibitions and creation of new ones. So without our proposed capital outlay in a wish list, we will just be deferring improvements at the National Museum of Fine Arts. The completion of our new museum complex in Clark will be delayed. Exhibitions will be deferred, and so on and so forth. There's nothing here that would, in our wish list, under capital outlay, that would severely impact our basic operations. In our wish list, we also have MOOE, and I presented quickly the utilities, general services, repair and maintenance. That goes more to our operations, and if those could likewise be considered by you and the committee, those do go to our basic operations, adequate security, janitorial, maintenance, as well as, of course, power and water. Because we will be on streaming two new museums, as well as sustaining our 7-day-a-week open to the public arrangements. And of course, as we all know, the price of electricity and water, as well as the wages for security and security guards, janitors, other personnel, is increasing.
I saw in the this is in our briefer that 12 out of 35 National Museum and Regional Component Museums are either decommissioned or not yet operational. So, for example, here in this list, Rizal Park Center Exhibition Building, not yet operational.
That one, sir, is just a proposal on the drawing board.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Bohol National Museum, Philippines, not yet operational.
Yes.
Loban City, not yet operational.
Yes, sir.
We'll flash
Yeah.
flash this on the screen.
These are proposals that haven't commenced yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if I compare this to your slide 72, can ComSec flash that? We also have proposals here, for example, development of, let's flash that.
Slide 72. please.
72. Improvement and Development National Museum of Fine Arts